Hey everyone, I'm Mark, and today we are doing a Jetcard charter. We're going to be flying from Geneva down to Cannes, and we're going to have some great views along the way of the Alps, as well as Monaco as we head out over to French Riviera, so I think it's going to be a fun flight. We're going to be doing this flight in Jetcard, which is a fairly popular career-style add-on at the moment for replicating a business jet environment, and we're going to be operating this flight for V1 Executive, which is actually run and owned by V1 Simulations. We're going to do our best to be good business jet pilots today, and we're going to try and keep our passengers happy, so making sure that they're comfortable in the cabin, as well as operating the airplane smoothly for them. And we're also going to try and keep our owner happy and make sure that our plane gets there in tip-top condition. All right, let's get going right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is load up our weight and balance. So for today, if I bring up Jetcard just to show it to you real quickly, you can see it gives you access to everything you need in one single place, and it's done all of the heavy lifting for you because it's created your flight plan, you've got your route details, you've got the weather, it's even filed the SimBrief plan for you. If you need to, you can go through and tweak it, of course. For the most part, though, you'll be able to leave it all as is. And for what we're looking for now is actually our weight and balance. We are going to need 508 kilograms for the flight. We have on board 272, and we are going to also load in our extra passengers. We've got our 2 passengers, we got our co-pilot, and we got our pilot, so that when I get overloaded, I can hand off some of that work. Right, we've already got our battery turned on. We can actually switch to GPU power for now. And next up, we need to load our flight plan. But what I will try is my quick little shortcut here. We do have the flight in SimBrief right here. So if we try to import route on this one, in theory, this should work and it should load our route up for us, which would be a nice little time saver. Just zoom out a little bit. Yep, that looks correct. Right, we actually probably should have gotten our clearance before importing the flight just in case there are any differences. So let's just go get our clearance now. And clearance November 1 Victor Tango, request IFR clearance to Cannes.
November 1 Victor Tango, Geneva delivery information Victor current, cleared to Mandelieu via MEDAB 1 Alpha departure, runway 22, climb via C2 flight level 200, squawk 1000.
All right, we are cleared to Mandelieu via the MEDA 1 Alpha departure. Departure runway will be runway 22. We are cleared to flight level 200 and we'll be squawking 1000 for November 1 Victor Tango.
November 1 Victor Tango, readback correct. Contact ground 121.855 when ready for start or taxi.
All right, so with all of that done, we are pretty much ready to get started. This is kind of why I wanted to do this flight with a TBM, because it is super quick to get going, especially with that route import trick that we just used. And we'll start getting ready here.
November 1 Victor Tango at ramp 66, request engine start.
November 1 Victor Tango, engine start approved, call when ready for taxi.
So ignition goes to auto and starter goes to on. And we are now watching down here our NG. We're waiting for 17% on the NG. All right, there we go. Let's introduce fuel. All right, we have light off and we're watching our ITT. Oh boy. We're all right. Oh, right. I forgot. The engine start limit is over here. This is the in-flight limit, I believe. NG's at 50%. Yes, starter can now come off. There we go. Ignition stays in auto. Condition is at low. Our generator needs to come on. While we're here, we will turn our gyro, our IMI, ADI, and our HSI2 all on. We will turn our passenger oxygen on, our pilot oxygen on. Right, let's go down here. Fuel selector can go to auto. Aux BP can go to auto. We can clear that caution for now. We will turn our EFIS master to on. Our AP trim and master is on, and finally our radio master is on as well. So our climb, we are going to be going up to 23,000, so we need to set our cabin altitude. Let's turn our bleed air to auto as well. And ground, November 1 Victor Tango, request taxi to runway 22.
November 1 Victor Tango, taxi holding point runway 22 via Alpha.
Taxi to holding point for runway 22 via Alpha for November 1 Victor Tango. So we're going to try and be ready the moment we get to runway 22 so we can get going right away. So trim, I've already set. We are going to set our flaps for takeoff. All right, so the only thing we got left to do here is to turn our landing lights on, but everything else is all ready. So we are at the line and we're ready to go. So we can just call for departure. Maybe we can keep rolling here. Probably not. We're a little bit too close for that. Tower, November 1, Victor Tango, requesting departure, runway 22.
November 1, Victor Tango, Geneva Tower, wind 210 degrees 7 knots, runway 22, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 22, November 1, Victor Tango. All right, let's bring it up to about 40%. Let our prop get up to speed. That looks good, and let's set our takeoff power now. There we go. Power is set. It's 80 knots. We're looking for 90. There's 90. All right. Trim is a little bit off, so let's just add in a bit of trim there. We're going to keep flying our departure leg. I think they told us to fly runway heading. Gear can come up, and we'll turn our yaw damper on. Flaps up.
Geneva departure 119.53.
Over to Geneva departure 11953. See ya.
Geneva departure November 1, Victor Tango. Good evening. Passing 2,600 feet, climbing to flight level 200.
Turning on course to our first waypoint of the departure, I believe. And that should get us going in the right direction for our flight. We are climbing out at 180. We could probably increase our rate of ascent here and just get up there that little bit quicker. We should check on our pressurization though. How's that going? Yep, pressurizing. The cabin is pressurizing. We're looking good. And now, next thing we can do to increase our airspeed, increase our ascent up to 20,000 feet, we will go into 850 mode. We won't push it too hard. We don't want to push an airplane we don't own all that too hard. So first thing, where is our torque right now? It is just below 100, so we're good there. Our prop is still at full. We'll bring that back once we're at cruise. Our torque, sorry, our ITT is right around 738, so we can't really push it that much anyways because we'll be right up against it, I think. So we'll enable 850 mode and we will be very, very gentle and we'll see what happens here. So let's go 850 mode on, and now let's give it just that little bit more juice. We'll just leave the ITT to settle here for a second. There's nothing much to see out the window anyway. We're in the clouds. Our ITT is getting up there. Let's try and add just that wee little bit more. There's 760. I think we're all set.
November 1, Victor Tango. Marseille control. Identified. Climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, November 1, Victor Tango.
Our ITT still well good enough in the green, right? In theory, as long as there's green to the right, it should be fine, right? But I do like leaving just that little bit of buffer just in case, for whatever reason, I'm not paying attention and it goes up. Wouldn't want to damage our beautiful PT6 engine. All right, so if we have a look at our chart here, we are somewhere between Alpaz and Vanas. So we're 20 miles out, so we're about here. We've got one more leg here and then another short leg, and then we're already on the approach into Cannes. It does take us out a fair bit. We might shortcut that. We'll see how the approach goes. So we would probably go past Mercu, and at which point we'll start our approach here, bring it around and land. Let's see, how is our ITT? We are at 787. That's funny. We'll leave that there. I do want to bring the prop back. If I bring the prop back, it is going to increase my RPM, sorry, my torque. So what we will do is we will bring the torque back just slightly for just a couple seconds here. I don't want to risk over torquing and over temping the engine. So there we go. We are okay there. So let's bring our prop back, and I think I normally use 1800, so that's 19. So let's bring it back. Let's say 1850 should be enough. There we go. And you see, as we did that, our torque went back up. Our torque is right over 100 now. But our ITT seems stable at 764, so let's bring just that little bit more power back in.
November 1, Victor Tango, cleared Viva 3, Victor arrival, runway 35.
That's what I was expecting. So we are cleared via the Viva 3 Victor for arrival runway 35 for November 1, Victor Tango.
November 1, Victor Tango, descend via star to 4,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Descend via star to 4,000 feet, QNH 1018, November 1, Victor Tango.
Actually, we forgot to set standard earlier. That is on me. We will make sure to set it to 1018 as we get a little bit closer. We can't set the HPA here without it actually affecting the current one that's being used, so we'll leave it like that for now. Cabin altitude, we need to reset it to depressurize the cabin now. So we're heading down to sea level, so let's bring that down, so that should help. Yep, cabin is going to start depressurizing now. Now I'm trying to keep my speed up as much as possible. I suppose I should have left 850 mode on for this. It would allow us to keep our speed up. And what I did not think about is there would be other high-speed traffic coming in. And obviously we don't want to impact everyone behind us because we're going too slow. So I probably should have kept that speed up just that little bit more. We're still doing 270 over the ground, so it should be good enough. So that is Nice. And Monaco, no, sorry, that's Monaco. There we go. Can almost see the F1 track.
November 1, Victor Tango. Cleared direct in love, cross in love at or above 4,000 feet. Cleared RNAV Zulu approach runway 35.
Cleared direct in love, cross in love at or above 4,000 feet. Cleared RNAV Zulu approach runway 35, November 1, Victor Tango.
RNAV Yankee, RNAV Zulu, 35. Yeah, that'll do the trick. We'll go vectors, and we're just gonna load it. We won't activate it yet. All right, since we're getting to the end of the arrival here, let's just go through our checklist one more time, just so we don't forget about anything. So our cabin altitude has been set for sea level. Our lights are on and flashing already. That's perfect. 850 mode has been disabled. We will go to flaps 1 as we get a little bit closer and we start slowing down, which we probably should start doing now. So let's bring the power back, 80% on the torque. That'll start bringing our airspeed back. We do have a little bit further to go out, but I don't want to leave it to too late. Our altimeter has already been set. That is all good. Our yaw damper needs to come off as we get onto final. I always forget about that one, so I will try and remember when I go gear down, yaw damper off. The flaps go to full. The prop needs to go to full. We can do the prop now, actually, just so we don't forget about that one. Inertial SEP won't be needed today, and that is pretty much it.
November 1, Victor Tango. Contact clearance tower 120.78. Good day.
Clearance tower, November 1, Victor Tango. RNAV Zulu approach runway 35.
That's saying we're on the glide slope, but the pappies are saying we're high. Which to believe? Which to believe? That is the question. Go flaps full.
November 1 Victor Tango, Lorentz Tower, wind 130 degrees, 5 knots, runway 35 clear to land.
Runway 35 cleared to land, November 1 Victor Tango.
There we go. There's our runway. We are a touch high. I think I'm gonna like half trust the Pappies, half trust the glide slope. So glide slope is still saying we are on, but the Pappies are saying we're high. So let's descend just a little bit faster here. I'm gonna trust the Pappies more. I mean, the sight picture looks pretty good. Very strange because that glide slope says we are way too low now, but according to this, we are right on track. There's 80. That's our landing airspeed. Let's just give it a bit more juice. There we go. Coming in right over the waterfront, all the hotels, all the high-end apartments as well. There we go. Looking good. Airspeed right on the line, 85. Bring just that bit more power. That little bit more. There we go. 80 knots. That's perfect. There we go. All right, on center line as well. Bring the power back. Nice and slowly here. There we go. We are down. All right, where are we going? I forgot to look at the airport plan. Ah, perfect. Exit
right
right.
at Alpha 2, November 1
Where
Victor
is
Tango.
Alpha 2? And that is our first flight for V1 Executive Charter in the books. I certainly had a lot of fun flying down to Cannes today, and I hope you enjoyed watching me stress that little bit on approach, making sure that we landed this plane properly for V1 Executive Charter and we got their seal of approval. And make sure that as you're disembarking here to like the video and subscribe to get more similar content to this one. And since we've just arrived in the south of France, I will end today by saying bonsoir.